Hey people, Indrid here, 1v1, Greentooth Gorge, blue side. GuruSkippy as an Inquisitor, offensive hero with powerful control abilities, begins in melee but can get specialized ranged weapons. Up against this Pax as a Warboss, a melee hero will give you objects, very good offense, disruption and support from the front lines, typically quite angry. Maybe he's calmed down today, we'll see. GuruSkippy, one of the old veterans of Dawn of War 2, been around forever. With a Sentinel into some Guardsmen. Sentinel's going to stomp down the east side. And where's the Warboss going to go? Is the Warboss going to go central for the VP? No. They're going to back cap these points, which means the Sentinel could harass them. Has 30 DPS this thing, I looked it up. Pretty damn nice. It's almost like a Tech Marine stomping around with metal legs. Which might actually be happening if it was an Iron Hands Tech Marine. Here we go. Not super accurate, the Sentinel, though. Most of those shots seem to miss. And he's not going to stick around and harass. Okay. Gonna go and find some fellas that they can actually bleed. Inquisitor in amongst sluggers. Regrets that decision and runs away. Here's the Sentinel to harass. Dapper, of course, pretty good at dealing with Sentinels, and they have a bunch of it. They're Orks. It's backing away already. Does not have repair support here. Guardsmen going for the central VP. These guys trying to switch towards the west. They don't want these sluggers stealing this wreck point, but they might not have much they can do about it if they get run down. There is a garrison around there though. Here's the Dakar on the Guardsman. Sentinel doing some good work though, just trying to keep maximum distance and whittle them down. These guys have dropped a model. There goes another model. Guardsmen are repairing and they're in a good position to shoot at the same time, but here comes sluggers. Shooter boy is getting really low. Sluggers coming in. This guy does not have the ground pound yet. It's on the way. Inquisitor's back. Hammer of the Witches. Boom. Down goes one slugger. Now she gets into melee. Good special. A bunch of them were behind her though, so they didn't get hit. And the Sentinel continues to be annoying. Warboss just peacefully capping things. See, maybe he has calmed down. Maybe he's not so angry anymore. Pax with looters on the way. They have a setup weapon, a death gun, doing huge damage and suppression versus infantry. And the Sentinel, despite being a vehicle, has heavy infantry armor, so something like a death gun would really mess it up if it tries to get close. Guardsmen can continue their repairs. These guys getting a sergeant up. Other fellas already have their sergeant. This guy, I'm not sure if the sergeant is actually any better than the other fellas in combat, but it has allowed them to reinforce two at a time. I imagine the sergeant's better in melee at least. But I don't know if his little auto pistol's better than those las guns.
I protect the Imperial.
Heavy weapon squad on the field for GuruSkippy. Much like the looters, they have a setup weapon that suppresses these guys with a heavy bolter. This guy lugging it on his back. Getting a good workout. Here are the looters. There is that death gun with the orky bucket of bullets on the side. It works fine, don't you worry. Covering the VP, which is still blue. Shooters now with big shooters, more range, more DACA, more DPS. Other squad still without them though. They spent their power on the looters, of course. Heavy weapon squad setting up. Bit of an odd way. Trying to catch those shooters unawares, I suppose. But just because the firing arc covers them, like here, if they can't see them, they can't shoot at them. Sentinel looking for a decap on the power. Can get it. These guys can repair. The Warboss coming back out of base. I imagine they ran into stuff on that east side while I was looking elsewhere. Here's the heavy bolter doing heavy bolter things. Looter's going to try and move up and get the jump on the heavy weapon squad with some suppression. They got suppressed themselves, but they still get a burst out. It'll just take a while to get another burst. Now both of them are suppressed. They're really trying to get this VP capped. Taking a bunch of damage doing it though. And now the crossbow bolt pistol. 30 DPS just on this crossbow bolt pistol here. And what's the melee DPS? Doesn't tell me, damn it. Warboss going a bit mental. Gets Hammer of the Witches in his head, which is a stun and damage. It's really superb. One of the better. Surely it's the best starting ability. Although, I mean, the Warboss's stomp is pretty amazing. Just scare early melee squads and stuff, but Hammer of the Witch is just amazing. Early stun straight out the bat. Straight out the bat, straight off the bat. Rosarius up for the Inquisitor. can use energy to absorb some damage now. She can become quite energy intensive now she has the crippling volley as well as Hammer of the Witches, because she get a bunch of more stuff as well with an armor upgrade. Here's some Daka. Sentinel backs the hell off. Tried to drag them into also being shot by the guardsmen while the guardsmen can keep their cover. Oh, they're not actually in cover, look. There's no cover for some reason. I'm pretty sure those little half-plinth pillar things are light cover. Not sure why they're not getting any. And those low walls should be light cover. They just got shot to death there. Shot to death. I don't know why they were not getting cover. There are some weird objects in the world builder that look like they should give cover. They block movement and stuff, but they don't actually give it. One of them is... There is one on this map. There's a log. It might be this log. It looks like it gives cover. It doesn't actually do anything. Not sure if it's that one. I know there's one on this side, but the Warboss might have broken it already. GuruSkippy replacing those guardsmen. And close to floating tier 2. There goes Pax to tier 2. A nice wipe on those guardsmen. Would have got decent chunks of XP. And now they can try and control that full west side there. Sentinel can't approach the looters with the death gun. Trying to whittle away at them. Heavy bolter sets up. And there's a bunch of repairs going on, of course. Weird boy maybe for Pax here. GuruSkippy, what's your red like? I'm not sure how much red it takes to drop a Bane Wolf, but that could do huge amounts of work here. These guys are caught, and they're getting duckered. Aiming what's that, suppressing them. And here comes a Warboss. Has a tiny little chunk of XP. Can they get one? Oh, I thought they were going to take a swing and kill one there. Orks need to try and grab the mid back. GuruSkippy has gone tier 2. Warboss takes over the cap. Map pretty even. Nobody's really touched the power yet. They haven't been able to like move past this Sentinel in the mid. And likewise, GuruSkippy's been held up by those looters. A Sentinel and a heavy weapon squad. Pretty difficult to approach if you don't have a jump squad or something. Maybe the Warboss could have been used a bit more actively and defensively, offensively I should say, to getting around the back and stuff and flank, but he's been busy capping things, having a nice relaxing time. Leave him alone. Shooters be running, looters he's setting up. These guys have done huge amounts of work, eh? Almost leveled. Forced to retreat though. Look how much they pushed them back. Gave space to the Warboss to cap and things. They still don't have the central VP. But sluggers with burners and the Nob Leader are bashing power. They are now going to be absolutely terrifying to guardsmen if they can get in. Big threat to the Inquisitor as well in melee, because the slugger Nob has a power weapon which can chunk down commander armor pretty much, and he goes down. Slugger Nob slain by a mighty Sentinel. Big stomp there. Well, ground pound I should say. Warboss does the big stomps around here. Stick bombers having some fun, chucking some bombs. That should help against the heavy weapon squad for sure, because I don't think, even if they try to move the moment those guys throw their bombs, I don't think they can move in time. Rosarius goes up to annoy the Warboss. Now she takes the garrison, can shoot out of it of course with that crossbow bolt pistol, do some decent chunks of damage. Very good chunks of damage, look at that. Orks, though, take the mid. Oh, they didn't even get one generator, I don't think. Unless something was already bashed. It's a Chimera for GuruSkippy. For some reason, it feels like a while since I've seen a Chimera coming out in Tier 2. Used to be basically a given. Tier 2 Chimera. But they were nerfed and adjusted a bit. And of course, we've got a Primaris Psyker for another Tier 2 option. No sign of it here though. Oh, the missiles all hit the object there. Sentinel with the missile launcher. That was a better shot though, using the frag missiles to shoot the infantry. What is this? Stick bomb throws. So the heavy weapon squad have their shield up, which prevents knockback. It's a pretty amazing upgrade to have for a setup team. Chimera comes in. This thing actually has vehicle armor, so these small arms, orky bullets can't do much to it. Gets around the looters, messes it up with some lasgun fire. Down it goes. Sloppy there from Pax. I guess they were busy chasing this sentinel. Stick bombers, by the way, can also throw a stun bomb, which you may have seen. And it does stun vehicles. Wasn't always the case. I remember when that change was made to help Ork AV. This is back in retail. And some people went absolutely crazy, like it was the worst decision ever. It was going to be so overpowered and crazy. Turns out it wasn't. That was pretty effective, though. Tank Busters just folded that Chimera into itself. And it's gone. Use your choppers on the sluggers here. Global ability of the Warboss makes them even choppier with more melee skill and more melee damage, and they are just tearing through stuff. That is scary. Can they wipe them? They can wipe them. Sluggers have horribly bad sidearms, so while they're chasing things, they can't really shoot that well. I guess the burners are okay-ish, maybe. Probably not great for chasing either, unless everything's bunched up. But when they make it to you and smack you, they do some work, as you saw there. Stormtroopers on the field for GuruSkippy, called in from the global bar, and they're getting an assault kit. Gives their hotshot lasguns more range, and they get a frag grenade as well, which is going to be a nice tool to have with those sluggers rolling around, or running around, I guess. Can deter their melee charge with a nicely placed grenade, perhaps. At this time being, they're just bashing that node. Sergeant and the Commissar for these guards on up to 12 models, reinforcing 3 at a time. But there's a lot of DACA. Shooter boys with their knob leaders. Knob leaders have twin linked shooters with some really respectable DPS. What is the DPS of the big shooters again? Yeah, almost 15 DPS on those big shooters. That's more DPS than a tactical marine. And you get 2 of them in the squad, and then there's all the other guns and the knob leader. They can really pour out some piercing DPS. Good missile hits from the Sentinel. Those are stun bombs. I think it's... Is it 2 seconds or 1.5 seconds per stun bomb? Can't remember. It's a nice stomp. Oh, not that nice. Only hit 2 of the models there. I guess it was enough to help those guardsmen escape. So the Sentinel can't shoot the missiles while it's moving. I'm not seeing... They can use it now? No. The Hammer of the Witch is on the knob leader. I don't think I've seen them use Crippling Volley yet. Good special. Really good special. Yeah. With her Rosaria, she was able to tie them up for a while there. Wait for some support. More Stormtroopers on the way for GuruSkippy. Great thing about these guys is that those hotshot lasgunners do massive bursts of damage. They have a relatively long weapon cooldown, but that big burst of damage is worth it. That's what you want. And if you can get 2 or 3 of them infiltrated and they all open up at the same time to start deleting things, especially when you start buffing their damage with other things, which the Inquisitor can't really do that much. Not like a Lord General with fire on my target or fight harder. Messing up that Warboss though. Oh, did someone die over here? No, they're okay. Don't think anything outright died. Inquisitor is where? Doing some forward capping. Orks taking the mid 311 to 344 on the VPs, and a tier 3 for Pax. And a decent amount of resources as well going into tier 3, nearly 150 power. They might go for a looted tank. The only thing that can threaten it at the moment is the Sentinel with crack missiles, and I don't think it would fear it that much. Inquisitor can quickly transition into an Inferno pistol, but these guys cannot get their anti-armor kit now that they have an assault kit. I wonder if GuruSkippy is thinking about some tier 3s as well. They have really low power income right now, just got bashed over here by tank busters. So it might not be the best time to think about the tier 3s. They're going for the tier 3. Gonna need some more power income, that's for sure. Stormtroopers grabbing the mid. Inquisitor grabbing all of this stuff. It's matured to plus 20, look. This wreck point. They could maybe node that power and be annoying, but they probably want to spend on noding their own things. Have these stick bombers leveled up? No, stick bombers are actually quite deadly in melee. They have really high melee skill. And I think their DPS is pretty good too. So it might be worth them throwing stun bombs, throwing stick bombs, and then trying to run into melee. They just don't have sidearms, right? They carry bombs and choppers, I think. Oh, they do have sidearms. I see. What are they doing in melee then? Just smacking you with their bomb? I mean, it would hurt. Warboss is level 2. No war gear. Ogrin's on the way for GuruSkippy. That's a decent shout. They can stand up to the sluggers. Especially with a well-timed user red. Cancelled the tier 3 there, GuruSkippy, which I think was smart. They were really struggling for power income. Just got the VP on the east side. They're trying to grab this, but the Warboss is angry and wants it. Inquisitor's suppressed. Maybe she didn't have the energy to use the crossbow bolt pistol there, the Inquisitor. But they could have maybe stopped these stick bombers getting in like this. Doing a decent job in melee against them using that shield, of course. Oh, big special there, though. That was a weird animation for a special attack. Just jumped straight up in the air and smacked you on the head. I mean, it was pretty special. Here come a bunch of guardsmen. Just a massive horde of guardsmen and stormtroopers with all of the las guns, but they now meet a tank. Those guys flee. Grenade goes in, does some good work. Ogrin's here now. Ogrin's have these Ripper guns, they're called, which do decent damage, but they are a melee unit. They smack you so hard with these Ripper guns that it counts as heavy melee damage, so they can tear apart anything. They also have super heavy infantry armor, so they can shrug off small arms fire like the shooter boys. Not sure why they retreated there, actually. Is that a mistake? Did they mean to retreat something else? I thought they were going to chase that tank back and create some space, but I guess they got the cap. And this thing, as I said, can use crack missiles. And it'll be doing decent damage with them at level 3, I would think. Tank Buster's trying to back cap this stuff. Look, that matured to plus 30. That one's plus 32. GuruSkippy got big gains out of those. And now we see the Inferno pistol. Good damage to all targets, and she can use Judgment on stuff. There's Hammer of the Witches. Now she needs to back off. Dodges the Stomp. Warboss has done an absolutely amazing job, actually, considering they have 0 war gear. These guys are being sneaky. I thought they were going to throw a grenade at the tank, which would do a little bit of damage. Got too close to some stick bombers there. I don't know why they committed like that. Could have kept them in the mid, maybe. That's a really good shot with those stick bombs. Wait, why weren't they knocked over by the stick bombs there? The Ogrins. Seems like they should have been. Stick bombers barely got away. Oh no, the Sentinel's gone down. And that was just too much for the Ogrins to deal with. Where are the Stormtroopers at? Oh, they're harassing there, and these guys are coming out of base. Okay. I think they used Use Your Red a bit early. I think they need to save it for when the sluggers approach them. But I'm not sure it would have made a difference. There was a lot of Dakar on them, and the looted tank was shooting them too. A single tank buster gets away, maybe. Hammer of the Witches makes it out. 25 hit points, makes it out. Looted tank has taken a beating. Reinforced plating is in, which means they can use the boom gun, as you see there. Just littered with Ork corpses in the mid. Sluggers grabbing the VP, level 2 now. Still no war gear for the Warboss. I wish we saw more use out of the enhanced custom shooter. It's pretty fun, that shoot 'em good thing. I guess with the Rosarius up, it's not worth it, because it wouldn't knock the Inquisitor over. It might be good for this situation though, because I believe there's a big boom gun shot. I believe the shoot 'em good has a small area of effect, doesn't it? So when something's bunched up like that, a Stormtrooper squad, it might knock them all over. Especially with domino knockback and stuff. Warboss has found some guardsmen here. Smacks that guy to death. How are they all getting into that little tower thing? Looted tank has been repaired. Sluggers are the repair unit for Orks, so they need to stay close by. Well, Gretchens can repair as well. Las cannon on the field for GuruSkippy. Anti-vehicle weapon that also snares large targets when it hits them. Needs to get a little bit closer maybe. Oh, it's just centraling up a bit. A bit more of a central position here. I don't think centraling is a word, Indrid, by the way. This guy's up to. In a weird spot. Ogrin is maybe looking for a flank. It would be beneficial to try and come in from an angle, not just straight on, especially if the Inquisitor could maybe get Interrogator's armor. Although both the shooters do have knob leaders, so they might just get spotted anyway. But they're off the field right now. Well, they're off the mid right now, I should say. 149 to 277. These guys going to grab that VP back for their boss. Who died? Who'd be dead? It's a tank buster dead. They got away though. Ogrin's now on capping duty. No one's going to argue with them. Surprised they're intelligent enough to cap. They should cap slower or something. Pax has tons of resources. Are they full? On pop, they aren't full. Looks like they want a battle wagon. Las Cannon getting some good shots in. I feel like if Pax got a knob squad up now, they could just run over GuruSkippy. Although she could get excruciators and maybe go back to the crossbow bolt pistol and really mess with the knob squad. He got a gen down. Those sneaky stormtroopers going for a decap now. These guys will put pressure on, create some space. Guardsman with some forward capping, and over here too, Ogrin's at it. Ork being very defensive, waiting for something. What are they waiting for? I haven't purchased anything. I don't see any Warboss war gear. You can see GuruSkippy creeping across the map. They seem to be really wary of the las cannon combined with the Ogrins. They don't want to commit the tank. Ogrins, there's User Red popping the area of effect knockback. There's too much still with the looted tank shooting them. And Sluggers are level 3. These guys that haven't leveled yet. They didn't drop a model though. Triple cap for GuruSkippy. They've just won the war of attrition in the mid. But now they might lose it. Las Cannon is going to need to move. Ogrin's off the field. Inquisitor's coming. Level 4. Throws up the shield. Goes after the tank, it looks like. Oh, there's a Hell Fury coming in. Global ability of the Inquisitor. Nice place to drop it, eh? Gets them off the cap. And now she goes for it. It's already decapped, so she might have time to do it. Tank getting some really good shots in, though. Pax still not purchasing anything. And floating resources for what feels like 5 minutes or something. Haven't got anything since that tank. 149 to 139. Misfire there was unfortunate, hit terrain. And they got away unscathed, basically. Stick bombers will try to take back the VP. Another hit terrain. It's only a single cap now for GuruSkippy. It is a knob squad on the way now for Pax. They could have got one ages ago, I think. I thought they were saving for a battle wagon, and maybe they were, but they kept having to reinforce things. Couldn't quite get their requisition together. Nobody's capped the mid. Here are the Ogrins. They are level to 2 now. Yeah, I think they should stick with the Inquisitor. Run at the tank. Save, use your red for if sluggers approach them. And just keep going after it. Sluggers aren't even here, are they? Oh, there's a knob squad though. A knob squad is here. So we might see... Oh, we already see excruciators with the assail. Immobilizes, suppresses, and damages over time. It's pretty damn good control. So even if you're a ranged unit and you get assailed, you're suppressed, so you can't shoot very well. Stick bombers taking shots. Comes a bunch of Daka. They would win that fight because of aiming watch that to suppress them, I think. We now have some plasma guardsmen to help with the DPS against the Nob Squad. Nob Squad are heavy infantry. Have they actually seen the Nob Squad yet? Where are they? They're not on the roster card, so I can't select them that way. They're over here. I'm not sure if they've seen them yet. But considering they got those plasma guns up, I would think they did. Do they have vision here? Now they certainly have. Nob Squad got the cat back. And yeah, the Inquisitor can't fight a Nob Squad, so she's backing off. Looks like they got the hammers before the Nob Leader. I don't think they have the population to get the Nob Leader. They need some other Orks to die. There's a sail. As you can see, pretty damn effective. The Inquisitor does have to channel it for the duration, so she can't do other things while it's going on. But that was pretty awesome. Kill the Nob with all the plasma going in and stuff. There's a Hell Fury. Warboss is down, by the way, on the Western VP. 129 to 78. Boom gun. Didn't do that much damage. Ogren's kind of shrug it off. I wonder if they can deal with the Nobs like that every time with a sail and plasma. And they can't even attack, right? They can't melee attack stuff that's near them if they're assailed, I don't think. So maybe the Ogrins could also just run in and smack them a bit. Las Cannon setting up. Looter tank in kind of an awkward place, actually. Really awkward place. Goes down. Does indeed go down. Not sure why it was positioned like that. It did seem to get kind of stuck a bit with the Ogrins there. It should have right of way. Here comes a Nob Squad. Now they are getting their... Oh, they have their Nob Leader. They just didn't fully reinforce for some reason. 15 power to reinforce this, guys. It's not cheap. Popping their Frenzy, and there's Use Your Choppers. As if they needed some help with their damage output. But if they have Use Your Choppers and they get full momentum from these U-Jammers, it's crazy, crazy, crazy damage. Not to mention if they can level up to 4. 123 to 49 on the VPs. Packs with a 2 to 1. I'm not sure if they have a consistent answer for that Nob Squad. If the Inquisitors were not around, what are they going to do? Got some anti-armor stormtroopers now. With some melter guns and a melter bomb. Oh, there's Judgment from the Inferno pistol. So once it comes off cooldown, she can judge them if she can get close enough to do a bunch of damage. 100 to 49. Pax about to get a 2 to 1 again, it looks like. Las Cannon Heavy Weapon Squad are capping over there. We got some forward capping from Stormtroopers. And GuruSkippy's been really good at that so far. Pressuring the east side of the map in terms of capping. Forcing Pax to think about it and drag units over there to get stuff back. It's a bunch of Daka kicking off in the mid though. Stun bombs going in. Here comes the Warboss. And there's the Nob Squad. Are they going to get judged though? I'm not sure if they did it. Oh, maybe they didn't have the energy to do it. They might have had their energy drained from their Rosaria's shield. Nob Squad got absolutely wrecked there. Inquisitor goes down. Ogren's doing a fantastic job holding line. All that plasma doing work, of course. Warboss needs to get some war gear going, I think. Oh, they have a boss pole. But the cyborg implants would be great for messing up the Ogrins. Get that big AoE stun and knockback, and then the Nob Squad could smack them up pretty good. I wonder if Storm Boys would be worth it. Because that line of plasma guns was pretty nasty. Not to mention all the Stormtroopers hanging around. Warboss level 3, Inquisitor almost level 6, has the Liber Heresius for all the energy. Lots and lots of energy. $55.41. It's very close. 2-to-1 cap for GuruSkippy. This is a very vital decap there. Very vital. Look at that now. That might have won them the game right there, that decap. Got a single tank buster trying to get on the east side, which is well played by Pax. Here comes another heavy weapon squad. I imagine with just a heavy bolter. I don't think they'd give it an autocannon, but maybe they will. 55-13. There's the 1-to-1 cap. This tank buster is not going to last super long. Hammer of the... I'm not sure why they used Hammer of the Witches. Could have just Inferno pistoled them a few times and they would have died. Single for Pax. That guy, that brave tank buster did get a decap. Ogren is down to 3 models. They lost their... I was going to say Nob leader. They lost their bonehead leader. Nob squad. Getting their Nob leader. Very choppy infantry indeed. And there he is. That Nob leader has over 1,000 hit points himself. Just the Nob leader of that Nob squad. It's pretty crazy. Oh look, they did get the cyborg implants and the Ogrins dodged the big stomp. Heavy weapon squad with a heavy bolter in there. Big fight. What the VP's like though. 2-to-1 for Pax. Hard boys on the Nob squad now. 25% damage resist from the global ability of the Warboss. And user choppers on them too. I imagine they've already used their frenzy. There's a Hell Fury. Ogrins stayed in there as long as they could. But double buffed Nob squad with momentum rings from the hammers. Very difficult to try and fight in melee. Got too close to base turrets though. That was actually a relatively large mistake from Pax. They could have run at the plasma gunner fellas afterwards maybe if they didn't do that. No reason to chase the Ogrins there. It's going to be a victory for GuruSkippy with a single cap at the end. Incredibly close. Really well fought game. Inquisitor was super effective. I'm not sure how much value she actually got out of the Inferno pistol. I guess it helped get the tank down and was doing good DPS to things, but I think maybe the crossbow bolt pistol would have been better against the Nobs. I mean, they dealt with them fine. Warboss maybe could have done a bit more in fights. They did a hell of a lot of capping. Cyborg implants earlier might have helped because it might have prevented the Nob squad retreating off that earlier fight, which meant they would have got the central VP for a bit. But an awesome game. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.